Afternoon. My name is Cynthia Wade. I'm the founder and managing director at do-over.me. Welcome to a beautiful Monday afternoon, the very last day of August. It's at least beautiful here outside of Chicago, which is where I'm at. The temperatures are in the lower 80s and there's a nice breeze and blue skies, and it's really a beautiful day. No humidity. But we're here today to talk about the end of August and the beginning of September. I've always seen this time of the year as almost a second New Year, and in some ways, because September typically marks the time when the kids are going back to school, it's really even more important than New Year's Eve in terms of a fresh new start. So we're going to talk a little bit today about what we did in August and what we've got planned for you in September. But before we get there, let me just tell you a little bit about do-over.me. We're a not-for-profit that was founded 6 years ago to provide proven, practical, and professional support to anyone who's looking for meaningful employment. And we do it all on a sliding scale. One of our goals when we started was to try to level the playing field so that the support that people get when they are looking for a new job, a better job, the right job, whatever it is, whether they're unemployed, underemployed, or unhappily employed, that they get the resources that they need, the professional level resources that they need, regardless of their socioeconomic situation or any other challenge that they may have. So that's who we are and what we're all about. And we've got a very good track record going for ourselves now after 6.5 years. If you stick with us and you keep at it, you're going to get what you want. It doesn't always happen the first time. It doesn't always happen as quickly as we'd like, but it almost inevitably always happens if you don't give up. So when we think about helping people to get where they want to go, to get that dream job that they really want, that's going to give them meaningful employment, we recognize that there are hard skills that we have to be talking about. These are things like their resume, their LinkedIn profile, what it shows on those documents about the kind of strengths they have and what kind of accomplishments they've had. But there are also soft skills that are becoming increasingly more important. And those are things like leadership and communication and inspiration and confidence. And believe me, those things are super important when you're the one that's looking for a job. In fact, if you have your resume and your LinkedIn profile professionally done and you don't have a job after 6 months or so, I'd say it's because of you, not because of your LinkedIn profile or your resume. So we always talk about those soft skills during some of the classes that we teach and the workshops that we bring to you during the course of a month. And we always try to center it around a theme. So in August, we were asking the question, so you think you want to be an entrepreneur? Because the reality is that as the unemployment numbers were going up, and the unemployment claims were stagnating, what the statistics told us is that more and more people were filing the paperwork with the government to get their own business, an FEIN number, which is a federal employee identification number. And that's where you start if you want to have your own business. So there were a lot of people that were displaced by all things COVID since the beginning of the year, and that are still struggling to figure out where they're at, if they have a job, if they're going to go back to their old job. And in the meantime, as they're doing that, they're starting their own businesses. So we picked up one of my very favorite books called Crazy is a compliment. I mean, how can you not love a book with that kind of a title? Crazy is a compliment. I love it. The power of zigging when everyone else is zagging. It's about being an individual, about being unique. It was written by a woman by the name of Linda Rottenberg, who is the co-founder and CEO of a New York-based company called Endeavor. And Endeavor was built to support not-for-profits in usually third world countries to try to get off the ground and be able to deliver the important things that they determined were important in their particular parts of the world. That's what Linda does. And as a result of that, she's worked with a lot of different people who are entrepreneurs. And what we learned in looking at the book is that really, in this day and age, everyone, everyone needs to work and think like an entrepreneur. Why? Because those are the very qualities that most employers are wanting to hire. They don't want you to be an entrepreneur. They want you to be an intrapreneur. That's INTRA. And that's somebody that brings the thoughts, the ideas, the attributes, the personalities of an entrepreneur into an intrapreneur organization. Linda also calls them skunks. So regardless of whether you're going to be a true entrepreneur in the sense of really building your own business, or whether you're going to be an intrapreneur or a skunk and bringing those same qualities into somebody else's business, they are really important because those, as I said, are the very qualities that companies are looking for. And you have to figure out a way to convince that future employer or that future investor, if you're going to actually start up your own business, that you have those qualities that are going to help you to succeed. The other thing that's really important about entrepreneurship is that most people create their own business for a very specific why. There's a reason that they've decided to take the risk and go out on their own. And that is because that work opportunity is offering them a purpose-driven workplace. That's becoming more and more common language in our world today. And the reality is that you don't have to start your own business always in order to be able to find yourself hooked up with an organization that is purpose-driven. Those are some of the high points that we learned in talking about the book. We have a whole series of live videos, usually not any more than 30 minutes long, that are posted both here on Facebook and also on our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel. Can't say that. Anyway, you know what I mean. So if that's something that you're interested in finding out more about, I would encourage you to go to one of those two places and take the time to listen to the recordings. You'll learn something. I guarantee it. You will learn something about what it needs to be an entrepreneur or what it means to be an intrapreneur. A couple of the things we always learn from our books each month is new words. So our new word during the month of August was flawsome. That's spelled Flawsome, flawsome. And it means that something is really great, but not perfect. And that's a characteristic that you really need to get used to embracing if, in fact, you're an entrepreneur. Our favorite quote from the month of August is this: "What does matter is accepting the world as it is will likely lead you to a life that's, well, acceptable. If you want to have a more fulfilling life, You'll look at the world around you not as it is, but as it can be. And then you'll take a step or two to turn that vision into a reality. If there's anything else that we can help you with in learning about being an entrepreneur, please reach out to us. Check out our website at do-over.me. Email us at info@do-over.me, or pick up the phone and call us 630-402-0429. Either way, we're happy to have a conversation with you and learn more about what it's like to be you and how we can help you. So as we wrap up August and slide into September, what we're going to be talking about in September is strengths. This is one of my favorite topics. I strongly believe, and this is the model that we teach from and coach from at do-over.me, that you should learn about your strengths. Everyone has them. What is a strength? It's not always just what you're good at. It can be. It usually is what you're good at. It's what comes to you naturally, but most importantly, it's what gives you strength. It's what energizes you. It's what puts a smile on your face. There are lots of things that people can be good at, but they don't necessarily enjoy doing them. So in order to be a true strength, you have to really enjoy it. It has to come naturally. You have to be good at it, and you have to really enjoy doing it so that you're out there doing it as frequently as you can and being energized by the actual doing of that thing. The book is not a book. This is a little tricky, and I'll explain this to you. And there's actually one live that we did last week that was kind of an introduction to strengths that I encourage you to look at because it really explains this a little bit better. There's two people that really whose names are synonymous with strengths, and one is Don Clifton, who who founded an organization called RSI, which then bought the Gallup organization. So a lot of you may be familiar with Gallup and Strengths Finders and Don Clifton, who is considered the father of strengths. As Don was getting started and building Gallup, he came across a young man by the name of Marcus Buckingham. Well, he and Marcus Buckingham realized that they were two minds that were cut from the same cloth, and Marcus and Don worked together for a long time at Gallup. At some point along the way, Marcus left the Gallup organization and started his own organization, and actually now he's affiliated with the ADP organization. But their work is very similar. And so what we're going to be doing during the month of September is looking at both. Looking at Don and how he started off with Gallup and Strengths Finders. And then we're going to look at each iteration as Marcus Buckingham took the concept of strengths further and further into not just knowing what your strengths are, but owning your strengths and then learning how to use them effectively in your work situation, in your life situation. So that's what we're going to be looking at during the month of September. And we've got a lot of really fun and informative things planned for you. There's a lot of different live events, and you need to know that beginning tomorrow, September 1st, we're not going to be streaming live on Facebook anymore. We're going to be doing everything on our YouTube channel. So please take a minute and look for it, and then look at all of the things we've got scheduled on our calendar, which is on our website, for different free streaming events where we're going to talk about strengths. First of all, understanding what yours are and what that means, but then most importantly, how to use them effectively during this whole process of marketing yourself to get a job a better job or a new job. Because it's not just enough to know what your strengths are, you have to know how to incorporate them effectively into your resume, into your LinkedIn profile, and into the interview situation so that you can use your strengths to be able to show a potential employer what you're going to bring to the table and why you are the best candidate for this particular job. So make sure you go to our website. It's like do-over.me, and it's always spelled all lowercase, do-over.me. Go to the events and calendar page and check out all the things that are coming up. We're doing a book review on Wednesday, September 9th. Now that's free, but it is a Zoom event, so you do have to register for it, and you will receive both the handouts and the recording after you attend that workshop. There's, as I said, several things that are happening streaming on YouTube on various different days during the month. And at the end of the month, we're offering a workshop. And that workshop is going to be offered on Monday the 28th in the evening and also on Tuesday the 29th during the day. So hopefully one of those time slots will work into your particular schedule. And during that workshop, we're going to ask you to come knowing what your top 5 strengths are. Then we're going to talk to you about unleashing those strengths into the world of work so that you can be as effective as you can be while you're working, and certainly through the interview process. So we're going to teach you how to name your strengths, claim your strengths, and then, as Marcus Buckingham likes to say, unleash your strengths so that you can be the very best person that you can be. Got some free things that we're going to be sharing with you, so pay attention. And then we're going to be ending up by hoping that you come out of this with that understanding of how to put all of these strengths to work for you into your individual situation. So whether you want to be an entrepreneur and start your own business using your strengths, or whether you want to be an intrapreneur or a skunk, like Linda Rottenberg says, and use your strengths to move somebody else's business forward. You'll have all of that information. And I guarantee you the statistics, hands down, tell us that when people understand what their strengths are and focus on developing their strengths, that everything falls into place. And they are happier, they earn more money, they're more successful. So this is a really important month. It's like starting off the new year, kind of like I said, the second New Year's here in September, where we're going to bring you all this information about strengths. Most of these things are free. There are a few things that are free only if you're a member of the tribe at do-over.me, and that do have a fee if you're not. So it might be the time when you want to think about becoming a member of the tribe at do-over.me. There's a lot of things that you're going to get for free, but you're also going to be able to buy all of our services on a sliding scale based on your adjusted gross income. Because I said at the beginning, we want to make this a level playing field so that regardless of what your situation is, you're going to have the opportunity to have access to the very best professional services that are going to teach you what the world of work is going to be like, not even today, let alone yesterday, but tomorrow, so that you have your best career going forward. So that's what I've got for you today on this beautiful Monday afternoon, wrapping up our August events on entrepreneurship and welcoming you and introducing you and warmly inviting you to join us on the journey to discover in September what are your strengths and how can you learn to use them most effectively. Thanks a lot for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.